Welcome to Intro to Multiplication. For this, you are going to need 25 identical small objects. Now, square is better, so if you have a piece of paper, if you could cut it into 25 squares that are the same shape, that would be great. But if you don't have access to that, you can use anything you want as long as they're identical. Coins will work, but they need to be the same coin. So 25 pennies, 25 nickels, you decide. You'll just have to imagine when I say rectangle in the future that it would be like a square. So take 6 of those objects and put the rest off to the side. Now we're going to try to build a filled-in rectangle using exactly those 6 tiles. So I can't use 5, I can't use 7, I have to use exactly 6. Now before you start, let's look at some examples that don't work. Here's your first one. What's wrong with this one? Well, if you think about the rules that I said it had to be a rectangle. Well, this isn't a rectangle, so it doesn't work. What about this one? Well, number one, I said it had to be a filled-in rectangle, and you can see there's an empty hole in the middle, so that doesn't work. Number 2, I said you had to use 6 tiles, and there's more than 6 tiles there. So it actually fails because it's not filled in and because I used more than 6. So go ahead and make your rectangles and make as many rectangles as you can. So you'll make one, figure out what it looks like, and then make another one, figure out what it looks like, and keep going until you have made all of the rectangles that you can make. Pause the video while you do that. Did you find all of the possible rectangles? Well, let's take a look. Is this one of the rectangles that you built at some point? Excellent. That is definitely a rectangle that works. When you look at this rectangle, can you see 3 2s in it? Maybe, maybe not. Well, let me add some color to help you see the 3 2s that are built in here. There's 1 2. Do you see it? It's orange. That's one set of 2 tiles together. Here's 2 2s. I've got the orange set of 2 and the blue set of 2. And now I have 3 2s. So I can see the orange set of 2s, the blue set of 2s, and the purple set of 2s. 1 2, 2 2, 3 2s. So this rectangle is made up of 3 sets of 2, 3 2s. Now looking at that same rectangle, can I see 2 3s in it? Pause the video and see if you can find the 2 3s that are also rectangles inside of the rectangle. Let's take a look if you found them. Do you see the 1 3? Yeah, it's that orange rectangle made up of 3 tiles. And do you see a second 3? Yeah, it's that blue rectangle made up of 3 tiles. So I can see 1 3, 2 3. So this rectangle is actually made up of 2 3s, 2 sets of 3. Is that the only way that you built your rectangle? Did you build your rectangle like this? Good job. Can you see the 3 2s in this rectangle? Look for it. What about the 2 3s? Can you see that in here? Good eyes. Did you find any other ways to build that rectangle? Were you able to find this one? Excellent. So what do you see in this one? Do you see 1 6? I can see it 1 6 here. This is one rectangle that is 6. What about 6 1s? Yeah, I can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Absolutely. What about this one? I see 1, 6. Here's my 1, 6. And I see 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Were there any other rectangles? No, that was it for 6. How are these two rectangles the same, similar, and different? Well, when I take a look at that, I can see they both have 6 tiles. I can see they both have 3 2s. And I can see they both have 2 3s. They're different because one is rotated. You could almost say that's similar as well. It's the same rectangle, but it's rotated on its side. One is horizontal and one is vertical. Really, we can say these are the same rectangle. If I can turn it and still see the same thing, then that means it's the same rectangle. So from now on, you don't have to build both of these. You can just build one. How are these two rectangles the same, similar, and different? Well, I can see that they both use exactly 6 tiles and they're both rectangles. I can see 1, 6 and I can see 1, 6. I can see 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can see that the one rectangle, if I rotate it, if I turn it, it will create the other rectangle. So again, I can say that these are the same rectangle because if all I do is rotate it, if all I do is turn it, and it ends up being the exact same, then they are the same. Grab some more tiles. I want 8 altogether. So how many more tiles will I need to grab? I had 6. I want 8. So I need 2 more. So how many rectangles do you think you can build using 8 tiles? Make a guess first. Do you think it's 20 rectangles? 4? Pause the video while you think about that. Once you have your guess, go ahead and build as many rectangles as you can. Now remember, the rectangle that was 2 3s and 3 2s, there were 2 ways I could put that, but they were the same rectangle. So that will still only count as one rectangle. So now let's go through that same activity. What do you see in each of your rectangles? Did you build this one? Good job. Now what did you see? Do you see the 2 4s? Here's a 4 and here's a 4. Do you see the 4 2s? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Did you build this one? And what did you see when you built this one? Did you see 1 8? Here's my 1 8. And did you see 8 ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time, you're going to build using exactly 12 tiles. But make a guess first. How many rectangles do you think you will build? Build to test your guess. And what do you see? Here's another one. This time you're going to build using exactly 7 tiles. Make a guess first. How many rectangles do you think you will build? Build to test your guess. What do you see? What did you notice about this one? Pause the video while you do that. Did you notice that you can only build one rectangle with 7 tiles? What did you see? I saw 1 7 and 7 ones. So 7 is an interesting number because you can only build one rectangle with it. It's different than when we built the 6 and the 8. So test out some other numbers. Don't go higher than 25, otherwise it could get really challenging. Can you find other numbers that have exactly 2 ways that you could build it, like the number 6 and the number 8? Could you find other numbers that have only 1 way that you could build it, like number 7? What about 3 ways or 4 ways? Which number can build the most rectangles? So that's it for this video. Go and play with those numbers and see what you can build. Good luck.